Good evening, Berkeley. I want to start out by once again thanking our dedicated city staff and essential workers that are on the front lines providing services to our community during this emergency. They include our police officers, our firefighters, our refuse workers, and other essential city staff. I want to thank the healthcare workers that are on the front line, serving those who have contracted COVID-19, as well as caring for families and loved ones. And all the people that are supporting our healthcare system, whether it's donating personal protective equipment to ensure that our frontline workers are protected, but also our community that has really stepped up and has organized donation drives at PPE, has made masks to provide our essential workers, who has donated to the Berkeley Relief Fund to support our small businesses and arts organizations, and even donated meals to people that work in hospitals and in the ICU to make sure that they are fed and cared for while they are caring for those who have contracted COVID-19. So thank you, Berkeley, for all that you've done. I'm really proud of our community, and we will get through this. Just an update on the number of cases. As of this morning, there are 47 lab-confirmed cases in Berkeley, and sadly, we learned 2 weeks ago of the death of one Berkeley resident. There are no, as we know at this time, any other deaths of Berkeley residents due to COVID-19. 810 tests had been conducted with a 5.6% positive rate. To provide some data on other cases, not only in Alameda County, but throughout the region, we've had 1,280 cases in Alameda County and 45 deaths to date. And we know that the rates in the Bay Area and in the state of California are much lower compared to other states. And that is due to the fact that we are staying home to save lives. That's a reminder. Please stay home. But if you must leave, either to get fresh air and exercise, to go to the grocery store, or to conduct essential business, please practice physical distancing. Please stay at least 6 feet away from others, and please wear a face covering, whether it be a bandana, your own face covering, a mask, to cover your nose and mouth with a cloth barrier to reduce spread and transmission of COVID-19. Please do your part to follow these important health and safety precautions. This is not only to protect you, but to also protect the community, because we know that some people who have contracted COVID-19 have exhibited no symptoms at all, but still are spreading the virus. So please, if you do go outside, please practice at least 6 feet physical distancing, wear a face covering now that is a requirement, and take precaution if you are socializing with people who do not live in your household. These measures will slow the spread of the virus. Please do your part to keep our community safe. Just an update on some of the work the City of Berkeley and other agencies are engaged in. As of this morning, the grace period of the mask order, the order that does mandate that you must wear a face covering outside with some exceptions, has ended. It is now mandatory for people to wear face coverings when you are outside or conducting essential business. There are some exceptions, though, such as those who have difficulty breathing with a mask or who have been advised against wearing a mask by a medical professional. Children under 3 do not need to wear a mask, and people exercising do not need to wear one but are encouraged to take one with them when they are out exercising, and to take precautions when you are out there and passing by people, to practice social distancing and wear a mask if you are in close proximity to those people that are not in your household. And face coverings can be simple, such as a scarf or a bandana. You can also make one your own using cloth. Please visit cityofberkeley.info/coronavirus for details on this order. And please wear a face covering. This is essential for your safety and the safety of our community, because we know that COVID-19 can be spread just through talking or breathing. An update on the action City Council took last night. The City Council unanimously passed an urgency ordinance prohibiting commercial rent increases of more than 10% through the state of emergency and 6 months after it ends. This is in response to some small businesses that have seen significant rent increases that have actually forced them to close or consider closing. Even though we passed a moratorium on commercial evictions, just raising the rent to an exorbitant rate has the effect of constructively evicting those businesses. So this action follows the City of Concord and will provide additional protections for our small businesses that are really struggling during this time to make sure that they can get through this emergency. And we actually put in place similar protections for residential tenants. I want to update my fellow Berkeley residents on my advocacy for county and federal funding for cities. I, as Mayor of Berkeley, signed on to a letter with mayors throughout Alameda County to call on the county to secure funding from the Coronavirus Relief Fund that was approved as part of the Federal CARES Act, and to distribute that funding to cities in Alameda County as quickly as possible to make sure that we have funding to expand access to testing, to help our homeless population, and other essential services to respond to this public health emergency. So we are working with mayors and with our county to make sure that we can get funds flowing to Berkeley as quickly as possible. We also know that Congress passed a bill yesterday and today that will provide supplemental funding. However, that bill did not include direct funding to cities and counties. And I will be continuing to advocate with my fellow mayors at the U.S. Conference of Mayors for direct assistance for cities to respond to this pandemic. Not only so that we can have staffing for our testing and our EMS and emergency response, not only so that we can procure personal protective equipment, but also to address what we anticipate will be a significant gap in our local funding as a result of the shelter-in-place order and the resulting recession. So I will continue to advocate for more resources on the county as well as federal level to assist Berkeley in this response. And I want to let you know about helpberkeley.org, which is a volunteer-based nonprofit organization that delivers fixed-price affordable meals to individuals at risk of COVID-19. Specifically, they're serving seniors and at-risk individuals in Berkeley, Albany, and Kensington. They partner with local restaurants to provide dinner and next-day lunch for just $10, and volunteers are generously delivering these meals to people in our community. So if you are in need of this service or would like to volunteer, or if you own a restaurant and would like to get involved, please visit helpberkeley.org, helpberkeley.org for more details. And thank you to this organization, our community, for really coming together to create this program. And I want to acknowledge in closing that today is Earth Day, and the inspiration we draw from nature, paired with the great weather that we have this week, means that many of us wish we could be spending more time outdoors. And as we all know from the science of climate change, decisions each individual makes today affects the state of the world for decades to come. This pandemic is yet another situation that shows the interconnectedness of all of us, and that the actions of today and in the coming weeks will affect the health and safety of our families and neighbors in the weeks and months to come. So as challenging as it is for us to stay at home, please join me in maintaining the amazing work that we've done and that we must continue to do to stay at home to save lives and to slow the spread of this virus. We know that the weather may be warming up in the coming days and weeks, but this is not an excuse to go out and socialize and not take precautions. Please maintain physical distancing, wear a face covering when you're outside, and please wash your hands and do your part to protect our community. Please do this for the sake of your health, the health of your family, your neighbors, and our community. Please visit jesseadegain.com for our resource guide, and I will see you on Saturday for our next town hall with our city manager, a public health officer, and a special guest, our city auditor, Jenny Wong, who will be presenting on a recent report around the budget impacts of COVID-19. Thank you, Berkeley, and please stay safe.